on your own pages.
How do I record it? Oh, you're going to record it?
Hi, everyone. We are live. Hi, Roberta.
Hi.
Thank you so much for honoring us with your time today. I know how crazy this market is. Oh, my goodness. So where are you located? Tell us.
I'm located in Connecticut. Yeah.
And how is the market in your neck of the woods?
Amazing. It is so busy. It is trying to keep up with this market is insane. It's just super, super busy. Super busy. You would think in the midst of everything that's going on that the market would be slow, but that is such not the case. I don't know if it made people with COVID decide, let me just go and buy my real estate dream house or just make these moves, but it's definitely the real estate market is booming in the Connecticut area.
So I'm thinking maybe people realize, you know what, I really need a home office.
Yeah.
Maybe people made babies and there's one on the way.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on. Same here, my gosh. Like, listings going into multiple bidding before they even hit the market. They've been coming soon for one day. And it's going to multiple bidding before it's even active to show. It's insanity. So I understand your time. I can explain to you what's going on in the real estate world. But just wanted to have you on here because it's such a big deal of what you decided to do. So why don't you tell us a little bit? You own your own brokerage. You still own your own brokerage. But you decided to bring something that was your brand and your baby. You decided to bring it over to eXp, to under a big brokerage's umbrella. And so many are out there questioning, why on earth would somebody do that?
Well, because I'm smart. That's the answer. You know what? I have to say, Gogo, is that 2 years ago, I started, and if I was thinking, I would have brought it down to the living where I'm at to just show where 2 years ago I was trying to plot out the next move for my real estate brokerage. And in plotting out the next move for my real estate brokerage, I was looking at what was broken in the real estate industry. And what's broken in the real estate industry is the structure. So and I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a mentor. I'm a teacher. And so anyone that joins my brokerage, like I love on them. Like they're my friends. I'm there. Like, so to have them in a structure where once I bring them underneath my umbrella, and most of them come from my school because I do have a real estate school. I teach them. I motivate them. I show them what to do to navigate in real estate. But then the problem is the only way they can advance if they become a real estate broker and become my competition when I made them like family. So that doesn't work for me. Like I am not the person who keeps people behind. Like I will promote you. I want to see you win by any means necessary, right? And so for me, when I started working on the structure, my daughter and I, and if I had it, I would show it. But I had a structure where it was fair for the agents, where the agents had the ability to build a team within a brokerage. And then they had the ability to create residual income, because that's the name of the game today. Like if you're the only person responsible for your income, you're like caveman style right now. Like you should not be the only one responsible for your income in this day and age. And so the conventional real estate brokerage is like that. You get paid a commission once you sell a house, but no residual. And then I saw the eXp model and I was like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. No need to reinvent the wheel, no need to put time, the stress, all of that. It just made sense. And so when I rolled it out to my conventional team, they already knew where I was going. And I actually did it not just for me, even though it was a great move for me on the business end, but it was a great move for my real estate team. It evens out the playing field, and there's so many so much technology, and we're in 2020. Like this is the technology era, and the technology with eXp was phenomenal. Like I haven't seen anything like that, and so I knew that it was a wave of the future. And that it was also in line with what I wanted to do and how I wanted to set up my real estate team.
So you have a team of 14 locally.
Yeah.
How easy was it? So tell us about the process. I mean, I know the process. We help you on board, but I want to see you and see from your perspective, how easy was it to onboard your whole team? How long did it take? How much work would you say it was?
Well, you know, To be honest, I really can't answer that honestly. I believe it was pretty easy. I know that there was a lot of support if we ran into it ran into issues. I'm just fortunate to have assistants that work for my company and for the Roberta Hoskie brand, so they're able to do things for me. But according to them and according to what I know, it was a seamless process. There was a lot of support along the way. If we didn't know anything, or if we got stuck on a situation, that you have someone instantaneously there to help to navigate you through the process. So right now, like as far as I know, it was easy. I know that where I am right now, like that's little to what we're about to do. We're about to do.
About what you're about to do. Why don't we head right into that? So what are you about to do?
Well, I can't give up all my strategy, but just know
the end result. You don't have to tell us how you're going to get there, but what's the end result?
Well, here's one of the strategies is that, first of all, just spreading the word about eXp. Any realtor that has been in the real estate industry and understand the way the real estate industry works, is easy to see how this is the new way of real estate. It's easy to see that this is a way that you can create what I call MSIs, multiple streams of income, as well as the competitive commissions. This is the way that you create limitless income, right? And it's a new way of doing it. And so one with the word of mouth of the marketing plan that I'll be rolling out, and I've been working on it for a while, as well as I have a real estate school. Like right now I'm training. This is where I'm coming from. Literally, I'm coming like with my hat and just like really low key right now. Like, excuse me for not being all cute and dressed up.
So where is your real estate school? Tell us about that.
Huh?
Tell us about your real estate school. Like, how does one have a real estate school?
Yeah, so literally, I'm coming from teaching online, of course, the real estate class. I have 75 students I'm teaching right now. 75 students about to get into the real estate industry. And of course, there will be a percentage of that number that comes to join team outreach with eXp. And so that's one of the strategies as I'm building, and I intend to build massive. I don't intend to build little by little. I believe that sometimes you need to slow down to speed up so that you can make massive impact. And so that's what I'm after, massive impact. I don't want the little stuff. I just want massive impact. So it may be a little slow, but when we get it, well, we're going to get it.
No, I totally get it. Earlier on in my career, I wanted instant gratification. I want something now. But now I'll overthink it. I'm like, okay, so if this is what I want, and if I want to do it big, like you said, massive, what systems do we have to have in place? Because here's what comes with massive. With massive comes, you have to have systems, you have to have people in place. You won't be able to do massive alone. So in order to make sure everybody knows what they're doing, and all the systems and processes are developed with massive hits, so that it doesn't crash, that has to be all prepared.
And that's what I loved about eXp. And so with my brokerage is that I have a structure, but I originally structured the business with myself, my brother, my sister, and a few other people. So I wasn't structured for massive growth. Even though I've been very successful in my real estate world, I wasn't in a structural situation where I can bring on the thousands and hundreds of agents that I'm about to bring on now. I wasn't able to sustain it. So that's what I loved about eXp. It's almost like turnkey. So it allowed me to be who I am. Like, I live and breathe real estate, but it also allowed me to be able to be the mentor, to be able to pour into the agents that are underneath my mentorship, to show them how to sell a house, how to market a house. And for me, I live and breathe investing. So how do you create an additional stream of income with investing with your real estate license and those other specialties? So it allows me to be who I am while being able to build a massive, that's the operable word today, a massive team on the structure that's already a platform that's already created. Like, no need to.
If it wasn't for eXp, would have you been able to take your model? Because I know you love teaching and you are amazing at investing and teaching others how to do that as well. And you also have a group, and you can share a little bit about the group. a woman that you guys invest together, because I just think it's an awesome idea. But what have you been able to do that on your own? What have you been able to take your localized brokerage and make it national and international if it wasn't for the eXp model?
No, and that's what I loved about it. That's what I absolutely love. On top of the ability to build, but to be able to build in 50 states, and I believe in Canada and outside of the country, but the ability to build in 50 states. And because I have a strong following, and it's not just in Connecticut. Like it opened up so many windows of opportunities, and the time, the effort, the regulations I would have to go through to open up state by state. Like I opened up Connecticut, I got a license in Connecticut, got a license in New York, and we have one that was pending in Georgia. It took time and process for all of that. That's only 3 states. And for like a snap to have all 50 ready, oh, no brainer.
And the liability and the overhead.
Oh yeah, that's huge. The liability, the overhead. Let me tell you, the overhead. I have saved so much money switching over my brokerage to eXp. It is insane. Like I underestimated the amount of money I was going to save.
So tell us a little bit of that. I'm sure you ran the numbers, because you're a very, very smart woman. You ran the numbers and you had all the mind ready to rock and roll. But were there any surprises when you came over? You were like, oh, I didn't think of that.
There were a lot of surprises. There were a whole lot of surprises. Everything from the attorney to the compliance to transactions. I mean, every single piece of the real estate industry is here at eXp. And it is not totally my responsibility, which was amazing.
I love how we have a department for everything. Oh, you have a marketing question? Go here. Oh, you have tax question? Go there. Oh, you have a broker? Go there. Onboarding? Go there. Oh, it's a team onboarding? Go there. It's like there's a department for everything, and just everybody. And because they specialize in that department, that's all they do all day, every day. Not only they work from East Coast to West Coast time, so now we have 16 hours of customer support. That's all they do all day. So because everything's just taken care of within 5 minutes.
It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and they're not on my payroll.
That's the best part of it, isn't it? You're like, check. I have all of these departments and I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, not on my payroll, which is great. And that's where I said that I saved a lot of money. Even with, I have other brands, other things that I'm doing, but I was able to look at my insurance and be able to reevaluate my insurance, because I didn't have to have E&O insurance to cover an entire brokerage. I didn't have so we were able to save on so many levels within my company just by switching over to brokerage.
So how does it work? I've never personally owned a brokerage. So how does that work when you own your own brokerage with the E&O, for example? Did you have to have the plan for the whole company?
Yeah. I covered it for the whole company.
And then you just took payments from the individual.
Payments, even the time to do the payments and put it in QuickBooks, just everything. It was just a lot of moving parts. But yeah, so when you own a brokerage, you are responsible for the errors, the mission, to making sure their licenses are up to date, making sure their continuing education is up to date, earnest money deposits, escrow deposits. You're just responsible for all the moving parts, making sure no one said anything silly and you're about to have a lawsuit because someone said something different. There's a lot of liability that goes along with owning a real estate brokerage, which I've owned for years. So, I'm an entrepreneur. I understand the risk. But when I saw eXp, it was a no-brainer. It was just a matter of the structure and the process and the timing of how we moved the brokerage over.
So I want to say hi to everybody who's on here. So guys, feel free to ask us any questions in the comments. Roberta and myself will help you answer them. Anything, feel free. So Roberta, what was that initially when you looked at the eXp model? What was that one thing that jumped at you? You were like, I have to pull the trigger. What was that thing that finally you were like, I have to do this?
Well, it went back to my team. I was like, I have to set my team up for success. And and this was the model that allowed it. And I have to remain relevant. And so we got to have that conversation. I think that's a conversation that many real estate professionals don't have. It's about remaining relevant in this real estate industry where technology is taking over.
Yeah.
So it's and so because eXp is so technology driven and the KV core and the things that we have to offer. It allows us to remain relevant. It allows us to exceed in the real estate industry using all types of technologies.
Yeah, that blows my mind every day how easily we can get work done.
The training is impeccable. There is training for it's like you go into the virtual eXp world, right?
Yeah.
The training for the entire day, all of these live trainings, not to mention any of the archive training. So it is just great. Yeah.
And then everything else that all the other groups offers to us, like the Honey Badgers group, the Team Go, everybody that the Be Different group, everything we have, it's like you can just plug them into different groups and we literally teach everybody. Everybody, you can grab from wherever is your cup of tea. And everybody's a rockstar agent and running business the way they want to run business versus being forced into cold calling or door knocking, social media, or whatever they don't feel like doing. So I love that everybody can specialize in their cup of tea. But the biggest I guess thing that I run into when I'm talking to brokers is that why on earth would I bring my brokerage and I work so hard for? Why would I bring my brand over under another brokerage's umbrella? So how do you feel about that?
That's a very good question, and that is something that I had to wrestle with because I've been in business since I started my first business 2004. So I worked hard on my brand and my image, and I worked hard. I navigated the real estate industry, the ups, the downs, the crashes, the come back together, and to come to this point and say, well, I'm going to wrap it underneath another brokerage was something that I had to wrestle with. Mm-hmm. But when I got this is all it is, pride out of the way. Or ego, my pride and my ego out the way, I did what just made sense. Now, my vice presidents that are part of the Real Outreach Realty, they didn't take it as lightly as I didn't take it lightly. It was a heavy decision, but they weren't in agreement, and they just wanted to keep the name ourselves. But we were still able to keep our brand, still able to keep our logo, still able to keep our name, still able to operate. It's just that we're supported better with eXp Realty. So why and how? Why is because I have more time now. I'm able to do what I want to do. Now I can teach the 75 students that I wasn't able to teach. I can coach the clients now that I hadn't had time in the past to coach. I had a coaching client today, made her first real estate investment ever. And you're talking about someone that was nervous and scared and thought she would never become a real estate investor. She made her first real estate investment ever. Yesterday, I had another one of my coaching clients make his first real estate investment, and he's like 22. So to be able to spend my time still in the real estate industry, but doing other things that really matter to me, for me, that it was worth it.
That's awesome. I love it. So how did you start the real estate school? How did that come about? And why? Because I'm sure you had plans on your plate.
So I had started school in 2011. You said, why did I start it? Yeah. So I started it because in 2011, what was happening in that time is everybody was complaining about the real estate market, and everyone was complaining that there were no jobs. This is, if you go back in the United States history, you'll see where people were like, there's no jobs. And being an entrepreneur, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you looking for a job anyway? Like, there's so many opportunities out there that you can create yourself and create your own streams of income. And for me, real estate changed my life. So for those of you who don't know my story, my first real estate transaction on the investment side, where I made most of my money, yielded me over $250,000. And so that really changed my life with the investment arena. So I figured that if real estate changed my life and created a stream of income for me, that this is an opportunity that I can create for others. And so that's what it really was. Like, real estate is phenomenal. It may go up, it may go down, it may shatter, it may fall apart, not going away. And so what I knew for sure is that it wasn't going away, and that this was an opportunity that I can give to others who were looking for ways of creating streams of income and breaking what I call a poverty curse.
So that was 2011. So if I may ask you, how many new jobs have you created since?
Oh, I want to say over 1,000.
That's amazing. 1,000 real estate agents that went through Roberta Hoskie's real estate school. Do you call that outreach as well?
It's called Outreach School of Real Estate. Outreach School of Real Estate. Yeah, over 1,000 over there.
If anybody's out there watching this video that is thinking about getting licensed in the state of Connecticut, they can go to the school.
Yes, but it's not. So now, because of the time that I have with eXp, we also have a license in Connecticut, New York, Georgia. There we have 26 states that'll be rolled out in the next 3 to 5 months.
Oh, that's amazing. So I can refer all the agents that reach out to me of like, hey, I'm going to get my real estate license. I can refer them straight to your school.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. Because right now I refer them to another real estate school, but I always like to support a friend. So from now on, you're going to have to talk about this after the video, but from now on, I'm going to get my own link from your site, and then I'm going to start referring agents to you.
Yay! Love it.
Absolutely. Not agents yet.
Yeah. We're getting ready for go-go.
People now, and they're going to be agents when they're done with you.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Top-notch agents when you're done with me. Like, they'll be the real estate gurus when they're done with me. It's so funny. At the end of the class, and we do it at the end of every class, and I literally just finished doing it before we got on this interview. And I have all of my students scream to the top of their lungs in their house that I am a real estate guru. We just have so much fun. But yeah, not just any agent. We are the top of the line real estate school training facility for real estate agents, soon to be national. Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing. I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. Your hard work always pays off. But you have great ideas and you have the balls with it to go and make them a reality. So hats off to you. So the next question, where do you see yourself and your brand and your local brokerage in a year? And it's no longer local anymore. Where do you see that? What is the next you're bringing to Outreach Realty?
I say I'm interacting my brands. So I want to see it run like a well-oiled machine. I'm not sure if I can get it the way that I see it in 1 year, but definitely with the eXp that I see that we will have a great number of agents on within a year. Again, I got 75 students right now. I'm not saying all 75 are coming, but even if half of them, that's 35, and half of that is 15, 16 agents and that's just one class. We have another class starting June 22nd, as large as this one. So I do see that I'm going to continually build the eXp business of outreach, as well as being able to build the mentorships that I have within the real estate industry and tying it hand in hand with my school, as well as helping those real estate agents become real estate investors. See, eXp is phenomenal, but I'm also, for me, the money is in real estate all over, but in the investment piece, there's large amounts of money in investment. So I like to teach that. And so I have with Outreach Realty a mortgage readiness program where we're helping people become mortgage ready. And that means that we're looking at their DTI, their debt to income ratios. We're looking at, of course, their credit scores, any type of things that will be hindering them from getting mortgage ready, and we get them mortgage ready so that essentially we create an incubator of potential clients, potential buyers, and things of that nature. And we should chat about that. But so I could see.
I was thinking as I'm sitting here, I'm like, I could teach all those agents social media.
Yeah, we can.
Get them ready for the marathon.
We definitely got to connect on that. Yeah. There's a lot of ways that we could collaborate, but I see it like running like a well-oiled machine, kind of like really like a unit, all of the brands working together.
Yeah. And this one was just one class in one state, but now you're talking about potentially having real estate schools in 30 different states. Now you just multiplied your numbers by 30.
Yeah, it's massive. Massive is the operative word.
Massive is the word today. I love it. I am so excited. So what would you say to someone who is maybe playing with the idea of bringing their own brokerage over to eXp, but they haven't gotten that ego out of the way? They haven't gotten it is my brand, it is my baby. I worked so hard. Why on earth would I bring it over to another brokerage?
Yeah, it's still your brand. It's still your baby. It's still outreach is still my brand. Outreach is still my baby. My team is still my brokerage. I still talk to them. I still mentor them. They still come to me for questions. It's just that I created a stronger administrative support. And that's the way that I look at it. And the stronger administrative support, as well as the ability to grow, and to scale the business, as well as being a smart business person. Anyone who is in business, as long as I've been in business, is that you understand that you want to keep your liabilities low and you want to keep your costs low. And this allows that to happen. And like I said, I save a lot of money, and I made a lot of money. So it just makes sense. Pride is going to keep you broke. Pride is going to keep you running in circles. Pride is not going to ever have you be the best person that you can be. Pride is going to keep you the same person you are right now. But when
I'm going to have you quote this. Pride is going to keep you broke.
Pride is going to keep you broke. It is. It's going to keep you broke because there's nothing.
You're going to see this on Go-Go Real Estate in a couple of days.
What you say?
You're going to see this on Go-Go Real Estate in a couple of days. Pride is going to keep you broke.
Roberta Hoskie. Dr. Roberta Hoskie, just give me my credit. But pride is going to keep you broke.
Pride is going to keep you broke. I will totally take you on that one because it's the truth. I mean, even when I was playing with the idea and I was talking to Mark, and I was like, I am not on your team. I don't need your brand to make a name for myself. I have my own name. So that was my biggest thing. Was like, oh, I'm not coming under you. You know what I mean? That was pride. That was ego.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have not gotten over it would have probably kept me broke. Not broke, but not to where I'm at today.
Yeah, well, broke is relative. And see, people don't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you think that you have it good and you think that you're doing well, and you may be doing well, but you don't know how much better, how great you can be doing, because you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know.
I had, probably 40 agents talk to me about eXp, and I did not have my listening ears on. And after finally Mark and Kurt got to me and they were able to explain in a way when finally it registered in my brain, I was like, I can't miss out. It would be absolutely stupid if I didn't make this decision. And my husband was the same way. He was, honey, you have to make this decision and you have to make it now because opportunities like this only come once in a life. Mm-hmm. And being in business, you have to take the risk. There is no growth in comfort zone. And I was comfortable. I was making good money, but I was good. I had really, truly no reason to switch.
Your comfort zone is your broke zone. Wherever you're comfortable, that means you're not expanding.
Yeah.
And that means if you're not expanding, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, then you're not growing. And again, turn into the best version of yourself. I think every day we should be in competition with ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Every day we should see how much greater we become, how many more people we can impact. We should be looking at that and measuring and being in competition with that woman in the mirror or that man in the mirror. And so if you do that, then you will always have to be uncomfortable because you're going to continue to stretch yourself. And in stretching yourself, then you'll see how great you'll become. And so when you do that, you got to let pride just slip to the side and just keep it moving. Mm-hmm.
So Abby is asking, since you signed on with a team, is it a good place for a new real estate agent to start out?
So that one more time, what's the question?
I think she means like, would it be a good place for a new real estate agent to sign on right away on a team versus being on their own?
Absolutely. It's definitely a good place for a new agent to sign on. What I loved about the model, because I had new agents that came on too. So what I loved about the model is that it matches you with a mentor. And that's priceless. Like that is amazing. Like you have someone that is there with you every step of the way. And most of the time the mentor is from your area. So they're familiar with the area and they're able to mentor you. Definitely, I think that if you are a new agent, this would definitely be a place for you to start out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if you're looking to be underneath a mentor, you have myself, you have Gogo. We'll be happy to take you underneath your arm, underneath our wings.
Absolutely. And by joining with Roberta, guys, she can teach you investing like nobody else. We are talking about passive income, horizontal money, which is my newest favorite word. chrysanthemum, making money while you're sleeping, pretty much. There's no better person to teach you that than Abby. Than Roberta. So what happens is, in the investment world, investing world, Roberta, how many women would say that doing really well at yourself versus men, percentage-wise?
The number of women that invest versus the number of men?
Yeah.
No, it's a man-dominated arena. It is a man-dominated arena. We are severely outnumbered, Gogo, in an investing arena.
What is it, like 5 to 95, maybe even less?
I would even say 2 to
probably 100.
Yeah, it's not even good. It's so minimal. It's a lot of women in real estate sales, like real estate agents, but the investment arena,
it's all men. Yeah,
it's all men.
So Abby, what happens is,
because we have to.
And I love it. You are phenomenal at it. And so this is probably the opportunity. Why don't you tell us about the group that you have that are pretty much all women, correct? That invest together?
Yeah, so I am the founder and chieftain of the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. It's a faith-based sisterhood devoted to breaking what we call the poverty curse. We believe in group economics, legacy building, and creating generational wealth. And we do things in unity. We actually we have a property that we acquired in unity. We're flipping the property in unity. We're also making massive investments, meaning looking at apartment complexes and larger commercial deals that we'll be acquiring together and creating dividends, creating multiple streams of income. And this is, again, what I live and breathe, is how to break the poverty curse, how to create multiple streams of income, and how to make people become financially free. This is all women, which is phenomenal because, it defied the odds. It defied what people said about women. They said that we can't work together. We're too chatty. We're too catty. And that we can't work together, let alone make money together. But my sisterhood has defied that odd, and we love each other. We are literally like sisters, and we're there for each other for thick and thin, and we make money together. So
if somebody wants to be a part of that sisterhood, how can they apply? Or how does the system work, I guess?
Yeah, so you can apply to be part of us online at mmsisterhood.com, mmsisterhood.com. And what you would have to do is write an essay on why you want to be part of us. Not, I don't want you to write an essay saying you want to just make money, because it's bigger than just money. This is a sisterhood. So we have to be each other's keeper first. So, mmsisterhood.com, mmsisterhood.com. We are accepting applications for anyone who wants to join us across the United States of America. And we also have chapters. We're international. So I have a chapter also in Dominican Republic, where they hablas no inglés. They hablas español. And we also
That's when I met you. I met you just before your trip, then when we were going there.
Yeah. And so we came back and rose up a whole country for Dominican Republic with the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. But that's because
does this require lots of money? Does the person who wants to be a part of this has to have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved?
No, it's $99 to apply. It's $99 to apply. And then we do things by group economics, of course. And no. You just have to have the mindset to understand that there's power in unity, and understand that there's power with women getting together. Let's face it, when we get on one accord, when women get on one accord, we're unstoppable. There's nothing we won't accomplish. Done, period, over. We're
done. Just
yeah. So
and I take pictures and I post it.
Yeah, that's why we had the picture with the hard hats and stilettos. It went viral.
I love that one. When I visited your Instagram profile, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. There was a group of ladies just serving. But by the way, everyone, you can find Roberta at Dr. Roberta Hoskie. So it's at Dr. Roberta Hoskie. Am I correct?
Roberta Hoskie. So if you're on Instagram, it's Roberta Hoskie with the blue star. Roberta Hoskie, but the one with the blue check, the verified one. You can find me there. And on Facebook is Dr. Roberta Hoskie, aka Miss Millionaire Mindset. Miss Millionaire Mindset.
So Miss Millionaire
Mindset, yeah.
Mindset. Awesome. I typed it up. I accidentally mistyped your name at first time, so everybody ignore. Her last name is Hoskie with a K. I mistyped it earlier.
H-O-X is in Sam, K-I-E.
Did I type it right? Hold on, I didn't type right. Roberta
Yeah.
Hoskie with a K. This time, the last time. Awesome. So, what would be your advice to somebody that is playing with the idea of EXP?
What would be my advice of someone that's what?
Playing with the idea of EXP, but hasn't pulled the trigger. They're listening to the stacks or penny stacks. This is a pyramid scheme. It's an MLM company. Blah 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 blah.
But is that what I would say is that well, I'm gonna break that down because you said something. You said it's a pyramid. It's MLM. So I'm just gonna break that whole mentality down. That whole.
Please do.
That whole poverty mentality down. First of all, what is a pyramid, right? A pyramid is something that goes like this and it's big at the bottom. So that means that the people at the top get paid more than the people at the bottom. That's what we understand a pyramid to be. And let me ask you a question. Is the people who's cleaning your offices at the top or the bottom? Is the person who is in your office being the clerical mail sorter at the top or the bottom? Is the financial person, the financial assistant, getting more than the CEO? I don't think so. Is the associate vice person that's in charge of a certain department getting more than the CEO? I don't think so. So let's just debunk the myth about pyramids when your job is a pyramid. So let's just understand that. Like, let's really take this old poverty mentality and rest it for a minute and take on the millionaire mindset, aka Miss Millionaire mindset, and say, if there is an opportunity where I can be at any level and be able to make money on multiple levels, just like a CEO. See, the CEO is getting paid when you do your job, right? But you're not getting paid when the CEO does their job. So it's just that it's that you got to understand that there's so many ways of making money. Now, the other thing, as it relates to eXp, is that this is a new wave. This is a new way of doing real estate, and people are uncomfortable with what they do not know. That just means you need to learn a little bit more. That's all. And so, if you the only way that, and this may sound bold and like, oh, in your face, but
let it out there, honey.
This is only time this will make sense. And I don't think it would ever make sense. But if you are really scared and you cannot, and you're not really a business owner, you're really not a real estate guru, you're really not gonna give it your all, right? So if you get into this type of industry, there's so many ways that you can make money, but in real estate as a whole, you have to give it your all. You have to do all of that, right? And you don't have an additional stream of income. You don't have any residual. But this one right here, you still may have those fear factors, but you're going to have multiple streams of income. I think that you just have to understand that old things pass away and new things replace old things, old ways of doing things. Before we used to do it, we do it online. People just need to face their own mindsets that are holding them back from success. This is a phenomenal decision to join eXp. It is a life-changing decision to go with eXp. You can create massive wealth with eXp. You have a national platform to grow on with eXp. You can't do that in your brokerage. So why would you settle for the crumbs off the table when you can have the lobster and steak?
No, I agree with you. I mean, we were just talking about this, how in the current setup in a brokerage, an agent, if you were to leave today your brokerage and you are the agent, you could be a producer, but not team owner, not brokerage, an agent, what do you have to show for? You could have worked there for 20 years. You could have given them 20 years of your life. And besides closing out those transactions that are pending right now, you have absolutely nothing to show for.
Nothing. You're a glorified worker. And so this is where this is the difference between a true entrepreneur and a person who has a worker mentality. A true entrepreneur will see opportunities of how to get that money while you're asleep, while a worker still has that old man mentality of trading hours for dollars and just being under the supervision of someone saying, do this, do that. Turn your light off, turn this on, go here, go that. And matter of fact, some of you may be comfortable, as we talked about, with that type of environment, but we said your comfort zone is your broke zone. So sooner or later you're gonna break down and then and be replaceable. So I'm coming from a stance of being a broker. I've replaced agents who didn't perform, who didn't hit quota.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to understand it's about being and being in control, having multiple streams of income, and utilizing the platform that's in front of you.
And having a retirement plan, having a plan for the future, because we can make a shit ton of money, excuse my French, in the present. If you're a top producer, there's no ceiling.
No. And that,
the stars and the moons, but what do you have to show for every single month, every single time a transaction closes? You start over from zero.
Yeah.
Every single time you go and chase the next one, and chase the next one, and chase the next one.
Paycheck to paycheck. So that's that same employee mentality, going from paycheck to paycheck, from closing to closing. Instead of having the millionaire mindset, instead of having that wealth mentality, the growth mindset, that you can make money in so many different ways.
Yes, and just so in case people are not familiar with the eXp model, there's a few ways how we can make money. Of course, commission is one of them. Our cap is $16,000 and an 80-20. If you are a brand new agent, as Roberta said, you will have a mentor assigned to you. So on the first 3 transactions, your cut is going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be 60-40, but then you have somebody holding your hand right there through the process in the first 2 transactions. After that, you so said graduated, you're ready to be on your own. You still always have these people to reach back to, but you're not going to need hand-holding anymore. So from that moment on, you're at 80-20. But then we have what's called an icon program, which that was reason number 1 why I switched over. And for a top producing agent, with any other brokerage you're with, you have no way of earning your cap back. So whatever your cap is, if you pay them $16,000, $24,000, $19,000, whatever your cap is, there you're going to pay it, and it goes poof. You have nothing to show for the $19,000 that you just pitched out. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, even though you have a $19,000 cap or $24,000 cap, there's still fees. There's still this percentage and that and that. You end up paying tens and tens of thousands of dollars by the end of the year. Some of the agents I talk to, hundreds of thousands of dollars they pay by the end of the year as a top producer. But with the ICON program, you can do 20 transactions after capping, and you have the ability to make ICON agent and get the $16,000 you put in, put it back in company stock. So that's the second way. So that money that you would have paid to your broker in the end of the year, it will sit in your retirement account. There's going to be something to show for 20 years from now when you retire. You take those stocks and you say, you know what, honey, let's buy a condo in Florida. Let's sell those stocks and pay for the kids' college education. Mm-hmm. Or let's take that and invest it somewhere. Let's just leave it. And when we retire, we're going to draw against it. And here we go. Suddenly we have money to live off of. Something to show for when you retire. And there's just stocks. We haven't even talked about revenue share. So when Roberta talking about her building her massive empire nationwide and internationally, what that means is everybody who joins the company has to name someone as their sponsor. The first question the company asks you, who's responsible for you joining the company? Then you would name Roberta as your sponsor. You would name me as your sponsor. You would name whoever you name as your sponsor. That person becomes your sponsor. You automatically gain 7 generations above you, 7 people who are responsible for your success. They will give you the time of the day. They will give you the knowledge. They will give you their skills. They will give you everything that they have to make sure that you are successful. Because revenue share, revenue share only pays out if there is revenue. There's only revenue if you are selling real estate. We don't make money unless you make money. Correct? So it's a formula for success. And that is your third way of making passive income. That is one way of, you know what, we all have a friend or two in real estate. Some of us have a lot of friends in real estate. And when they join, you become their sponsor. And when you become their sponsor, there is your revenue share for the rest of your life, as long as they're closing on real estate transactions with eXp. So when Roberta is talking about all of these different ways of how you can make income at eXp, these are just some of them. But we have the preferred vendors, and pretty much all of them in different ways pay residual income. It's just truly an unbelievable model. Anything you want to add on to that I may have forgot, Roberta?
You said it all.
Very good. So I wanted to thank you for your time today. And I am so excited to let the world know that you made this big decision to bring your brokerage over And I know you're going to just go for the stars and the moon and do circles around the globe.
Yes.
And I cannot wait. I am honored to be in business with you. Welcome to eXp.
Thank you. I'm honored to be in business with you, Gogo. You are phenomenal. You are an amazing mentor. You are just all of the above. So I'm happy to be in business with you.
I cannot wait. I just saw myself for a second with you on stage. I think we're going to do that.
Oh, I'll do it.
We're going to be teaching something.
I'll receive it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Very quickly, how can someone get a hold of you? So I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to know about this thing, want to know how they can be business partner with you. So what and how? So how does someone reach out to you? How is your process about helping them become agents here at eXp and being under your umbrella? What is the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a number to text. 203.
Go ahead. Okay.
203.
Yeah.
493 2330. 203-493-2330. And I want you to text that number if you want to get into real estate and be part of team outreach with eXp. And I will call you back and we will have a conversation to get you on board and answer any questions that you may have. Again, 203-493-2330. Feel free to text that number. That's a text number. Make sure you text it.
Awesome. So again, it's 203-493-2330, and I put it in the notes right here. We would love to be business partners with you.
Yeah.
Not wait, Roberta, to see you soar.
Yeah. And we're also, of course, social media, good old social media. Roberta Hoskie on Instagram with the blue star, and Dr. Roberta Hoskie, aka Miss Millionaire Mindset, on Facebook. Feel free to reach out to me on social media as well. Yes, at Roberta Hoskie.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Roberta. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sure you earned it.
Yes.
Long, busy week, huh?
Yeah, a long one. It's okay, though. I love it. Love doing what I love.
Same here. I'm not complaining.
Not at all.
Welcome to eXp.
Thank you. The best decision ever. Best decision.
Oh, I love it. Mine too. Best business decision I made in my career.
Mine too.
Awesome, darling.